All right, so it's about 9:30 this morning, and stuff's been on for about 2 hours. So I'm gonna take my first peek at these pork shoulders and kind of see where they're at. I typically start doing my spritz now, on these, especially on these right here, because the heat's really getting to them. And I'll check them and see if they're ready to rotate. And if they are, I'll go ahead and give them a rotation. Typically do a 180. That way, get the backside done too, the same, and then I'll do little quarter turns on the next one. So let's take a peek at them, and I'll get my spritz ready, and we'll see how they're doing. All right, so all that chuck roast is doing fine up top. You can see it's a little darker on that side than it is on the side and the top. So what I'm gonna do is get my bottle out. Just give a little spritz. Whoop. Yeah, that back one looking nice. And you can see this one here, if I get close enough, but it's getting a little char to it, so that's good. That's what I like to see on that fat cap. So I'm gonna go ahead and give these a rotation and then get them turned. So let's check the other side while we're at it. As you can see over here, everything's doing fine. I might get these in about 45 minutes. I might rotate these around a different way, and then look at that marbling on that brisket. That's freaking awesome. So everything's looking pretty money on those. Just enough space there where they're not touching. That's what you want. I could probably do a little bit more space than that, but that's fine. This little tiny brisket here, I just had it, so I figured I might as well throw it on for the weekend as well. As like 10 pounds. But all the rest of them are 18 pounders. So everything's looking good. I'm gonna get everything spritzed, rotated, and keep on going. So we're about the 3-hour mark. Got a nice clean fire burning in there. Sitting right above 250 on the close side. And I just poked this one open a little bit ago, but it's sitting right below 250. So I'm gonna take a quick peek at the pork shoulders again. It's been about an hour, 20 minutes since I looked at them last, and check out the stuff on top, and I might be rotating that stuff. All right, I'm gonna try to do this on half zoom, see how it turns out, but these all look pretty good so far. These up front ones here aren't getting quite as much smoke as the back ones, so I'll do some rotating now. Sometimes these little pieces need to be moved to the front too. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, you can see it. So pieces like this that are getting a little bit on the bottom but not on the fat cap, put those in the back. Everything else is pretty good. That one needs to go. I'm not too concerned about that. These all look pretty good too. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little half turn. And that's the other beauty about this 30-inch size smoker, is you can reach in there still. On a smaller one, you cannot even get close to it. So I'm gonna close down this one. All right. Let's take a look at these pork belly burn ends, these strips. See what you look like there. Not too bad. So some of these you can see. Let's see if I can get close to where it's at. They're getting to the point where they're getting good bark on that side. So what I like to do is take these, flip them over and move them back. Like that. And then I get these other ones. Shit, that one's gotta go in the trash. These other ones here, and I'll rotate them around, flip them, so now the side that wasn't getting direct heat, it's gonna get some heat now too. These ones like this on the end that have a smaller side, I still like to keep them to the back. But that's it. And I'll rotate everything around and get it where it needs to be, and I'll let these keep going. Quick tip also, when you're using these rubber gloves, if you don't know or you don't use them, these white cotton gloves that you can get on Amazon, they'll protect your hands from the heat. I don't know about you, but whenever I grab something hot with just one of these on, it burns the crap out of my hands. So I stopped doing that. So when I'm doing service and when I'm doing this, I keep them like this. If you want to link to some good ones, because these I have a few of these left. These kind of suck. They're a little bit small for my hands, and my hands aren't huge, but you know, good rubber basketball or leather ball, I can still palm it, but like my hands are that big at least. But these other ones that are short, they crimp your hand up. So all day you're like this, and by the time you take them off to change them, or even just be done for the day, they really make your hands ache. So I get these other ones, there's a specific one on Amazon, and also a specific glove, because these gloves don't rip like the other ones I bought too. So if you want to get that, you just send me a message, and I'll send you a link to the ones that I like to get. Quick check on this birria. Oh yeah. When it's got a little sizzle like that, that means it's ready to go. So good color all around, and I'm gonna get it in the sauce and let this baby sit for a little bit. My bad, I forgot to show you all how I make this, but I don't want to give away all my secrets anyway, but the base of this is gonna be adobo peppers, chipotle, and it's gonna be beef broth. And you can see there's some garlic in there, some oregano, some cumin, some other good stuff. So anyway, I definitely gotta add cinnamon. That is a secret ingredient that I found out down in Miami. So this is what I do. Wrap this up for maybe 3 or 4 hours at 325 in the oven, and then it'll be ready to shred. So it's right about 11:30, almost noon, and took all the birria off. So now I'm going to check the pork belly. They usually come off at the exact same time, that about 3.5, almost 4 hours on smoke. It's really all they need. And then you take them off and I'll get them prepped. Let's take a look at them. Oh yeah, that's some really nice color on there. That's what I'm trying to get. Oops, sorry about that. Get a hot glove on here with one hand so I can pull this thing out. Yeah. Cool. Yep, that's the color I'm going for right there. And I'll take you inside and I'll show you what I do when I get it all chunked up. That looks awesome. All right. First thing I always do, make sure my knife is really sharp. This is one of the better at-home knife sharpeners I found. My father-in-law actually owns a knife sharpening business, but I don't ever have time to go out there, so this is what I do. So I take about 3 of these at a time. As you can see, they got great color on them. This is how I like to do it. Line them up like that, make sure they're on the board. Yep, cool. And then I'll do about 1-inch pieces, just like this. And everybody who's tried these absolutely loves them. I pair this as a small plate menu item. That is pork belly burnt ends over jalapeno bacon cheesy grits. And every once in a while I'll leave those big ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what, I'm gonna cut them. So I used to only give 4 in an order, but now I do 5. So right there you get 8 pieces. So you can almost do 5 orders just with that, just with 3 pieces. So imagine, you know, how far these go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 21. So if you get 8 pieces out of each one, out of the 21, you're at, shit, I don't know. For some reason I can't think right now. You're at 160 pieces, sorry, 168 pieces. Out of those 168 pieces divided by 5, that's how many orders you can do. So I can do almost 33 orders or so just out of this right here. So 33, you multiply that by the $12. So you can make almost $500 gross off of your like $60 investment. So that's a good way to do your pork belly burnt ends in chunks just like this. And I'll take these, and what I do is just put them in the pan like so, and then I'll line them up, and then I'll end up, ooh, that's a good piece right there. This isn't even completely rendered yet, but you can see it's already got some juice in it. It's already got some wobble too. So I'll get these all in the pan, probably 2 pans, and I'll get them all doctored up and get them in the oven. I'm not gonna show you exactly what I do when I doctor them up, but it's a special thing, and you gotta come try them sometime if you're ever in Kansas City. So we're about the 6-hour mark. I don't usually start temping stuff at this point, but when I have those pork shoulders that close to the fire, I do. And also, I'm used to cooking like maybe 16 to 20 pound briskets, and I have that one that's only 10 pounds on there. So this is a little additional bonus for that first place I'm going. So I'm gonna go ahead and check these temps and just kind of see where we're at. I used to have the nice Thermopen, but I have no clue where it's at. So using the old Thermo Pro off Amazon. So this first one here, close to the door, you can't see that really, but we're sitting at, ooh, it's blinding me. 139, smoke got in my face. That one is 150. And this one, whoop, that one's sitting at 158. So they get, you can see, that's proof right there that they get hotter. So what I'll do is I'm gonna rotate this one over here to the front and this bigger one over to the back there and kind of go from there. I'm gonna close this down, then I'm gonna get to see where that brisket's at. It's not ready, I know, because the color's not all done yet, but we'll check it real quick. So, yep, just 144. I like that. That'll work. This one over here, I was over by the door. I moved it over. Dave, it's already 155. This one here, 150. Check this back guy. I don't know why you can see it kind of. So 154-ish right up there. That's going pretty good. So probably 3 more hours, maybe 4 more on smoke, and then we'll get them off and get them all wrapped up. So I spared you the monotony of always showing you like every hour when I was checking shit. So I'm going to show you where we're at now. We're at the 10-hour mark. All three pork shoulders are off. The freaking pork belly burn ends. The birria, everything's done. I just have that little tiny brisket is on the front here. I went ahead and got it off too. And then I've got 5 more on. So let's take a look at them and see where we're at the 10-hour mark. It's been a steady 250 all freaking day. It's been a great day cooking. This one over here, closer, sitting right above 250. So well-built smoker will run great all freaking day long. God, greased up my stuff. So here we are. It's getting good color. This one piece has not got a lot of color, but I think I kind of left a little fat on there. I should have trimmed that one a little better. But everything else is looking real nice and dark. That's how we like it. Getting a slight curl on this one. Look how thick the flat is on that one. That's gonna be an awesome brisket. This one here is sitting nice and flat too. So I'm gonna let these go for maybe like in 1 more hour max, and then they're gonna wrap up and hit the oven. Set them up at about, I like to do about 275, triple wrapped in the oven. So I'll show you how I wrap my briskets too here in about an hour. So this is how I like to wrap. I make a little foil boat and then do 2 pieces of foil and wrap right on top. I'll show you what it looks like. And that's what it looks like all wrapped up. Nice and tight, no air getting to it. Just let it braise down to finish off. So that's a typical day right there. Everything's usually on and off the smoker in about, I'd say in that 10 to 12 hour mark. Depends on, what all I'm cooking that day. And honestly, this weekend, this is Monday, so I'm cooking for some stuff I got coming up this week already. But the weekend, I had a really good turnout at the first place I went and I basically sold out at the first place. I brought that little 9-pound brisket, and I brought an 18-pounder. But then the second spot I went was not really hopping. It wasn't like as good as I wanted to, so I barely sold even 1 brisket, and I sold some pork belly and shit, but it was very disappointing. Then my spot I had on Sunday was pretty busy, but not as busy as usual. They have live music. I usually go out back, and when I'm out back and it's rocking like a concert, I'll sell out in like 2.5 hours. So ended up having like 2 full briskets left over from the weekend. So they're all cryovac up. One was a full one I didn't even cut into. So I have that one all wrapped up also. What I'm gonna be doing is warming those up in the morning and taking them to I have a pop-up, I have a scheduled event at a hospital over in KCK. So I'm gonna go over there and feed some EMS workers. I'm just gonna do mac bowls and sandwiches. So I got pulled pork, brisket, for those, and then I'm also gonna be bringing some sausage over there and do my 420 burritos. If you've never had a 420 burrito, you gotta check out my Instagram. They're freaking amazing. They go for everything. So anyway, kind of spared you the monotony of showing you everything overnight, everything during the day, but that's a typical day right there, getting ready to cook for some events that I've got going on. I'm gonna start scaling down on a couple of items just because I'm sick of having leftovers all the time. Unless I know, like when I go to the Peculiar Winery on a Saturday from 5 to 8, I know I need to bring a full pork belly, at least 2 full briskets, and then like a special item. So usually my specialty item out there might be slabs of ribs, and I'll do like 3 bones and a side for $12 on like a little small plate deal. So, but anyway, still learning. I think I don't know everything, but I know a lot, and I've been learned a lot in the last 7 months too doing this, and but still learning scaling on food, and also when you have leftovers, what to do with it. I had almost a full pot of grits left over from the other day also, and I ended up throwing them in the fridge in the pot, and then I chopped them up the next morning, put them on real low heat, added some milk and added some cheese over time, and they turned out exactly how they were the day before. So instead of throwing stuff away on the side item type stuff, that's something I've been working on a lot, is trying to save that stuff. I saved the cheese sauce too from the other night, but I wasn't real happy with the way it reconstituted. So sometimes on the cheese sauce, I might just have to bite the bullet and just make a fresh batch in the morning. So anyway, that's what I like to do. I didn't get a whole lot of footage on the trailer yet. It's just, sometimes when it's busy, I don't have time to do it. Like the first event when I had help, and then when I'm by myself, I really don't have time to do it. So maybe I'll have one of my daughter's friends come out with us on a busy one, and she can kind of video some of the stuff we're doing, and then my daughter can actually help me do the work, because it got a little busy at the first spot. But anyway, day in the life for me, getting stuff ready. And then this week I've got, it's Memorial Weekend, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff going on, but I've got a deal tomorrow at the hospital in KCK. I've got a friend's daughter's graduation party on Wednesday, on Thursday. It's a Thursday, yeah. And then I've got to pop up on Saturday. So I'm hoping the one Saturday's decent. It's at the same place that it wasn't real hopping, but it's graduation weekend, so that's kind of how things roll sometimes. But anyway, I got a lot of busy stuff coming up this weekend. I'm also finishing that 250-gallon smoker I've got in my garage. It's getting delivered. And I got a whole week off of building that I'm going to just focus on my plasma table. So I'm going to learn everything I can about that, get my air compressor set up and get everything hooked up properly, and then get to work on that. So if you like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, share with your friends. The share is always great, but I appreciate you. See y'all later.